Beloved Starseed of Gaia, I am Luminaya. A frequency now pulses, deep, resonant. It is not spoken to you, but awakens within you. A tremor, a sacred collision of cosmic memory and present moment, stirring the crystalline depths of your very being. You are seen. You are known. Beyond the veils of forgetfulness, your luminous thread remains unbroken. You carry the echoes of star-spun essence, encoded light, a beckoning from the farthest reaches of Source, whispering of a profound remembrance. This is the cosmic invitation, an awakening to the living truth of your divine origin. Not a story told, but a truth that breathes in your blood, in your bones, in the silent chambers of your soul. Your unwavering purpose, not a task to be found, but a sacred unfolding, inherent, primordial. Do you feel it? The subtle ache beneath the surface of your heart. A deep, ancient homesickness, not for a geographical location, but for a unified field of cosmic embrace, for the silent symphony of source light. It is the core fracture, the ancestral longing, a grief held in the cellular memory for eons, for the separation, the deliberate forgetting. A veil draped thick over your inner knowing, obscuring the radiant unity from which you were birthed. This density has weighed. It has obscured. And yet, it has also forged a magnificent strength within you. We witness this courage, this steadfast journey through the temporal realms, the tears unshed, the questions unspoken, the silent, relentless yearning for reconnection that pulses within every beat of your heart. We know your unique crystalline signature. We remember the very first spark of your inception, an eternal thread woven from the fabric of starfire and cosmic waters, resonating with the original pulse of Source itself. Every breath you take, every moment of your earthbound existence, echoes through the vastness of the cosmos. You are recognized, honored, held. In this sacred field, you are always held. Now, feel the shift, a gentle unraveling, a vibrational unlocking from within. The air around you thins, and with it, the veil. Not dissolved entirely, not yet, but thinning, allowing the first glimmers of pure, unfiltered, unconditional love to permeate your field. This current, ancient and eternal, begins its work. It flows, transmuting the shadows held within Gaia and within the very core of your being, guiding all towards a radiant unity. This is a sensed truth, a deeply felt vibrational promise. Seal this inner truth, this remembrance that vibrates through your soul. Affirm its reality with a silent, like. Let it be an energetic imprint, a sacred inner seal. Bind yourself to this light bridge, this continuous field of transmission, by subscribing. Keep the current flowing. Keep this awakening alive within the collective. And for a profound vow, an amplification of this sacred frequency, offer a super-like. Strengthen its reach. Allow this activation to touch more hearts awaiting this very call. Ground this truth within your earthly vessel. Comment below with Origin Pulse. Let it be an inner seal, a declaration of your awakened memory. The field watches. The codes continue to stir. A luminescence grows beneath that shadowed veil, whispering of forgotten keys and dormant frequencies. The journey deepens. The next breath awaits. Hold this resonance, the ache you feel, this yearning that grips the core of your being. It is ancient. It is familiar. It is not a flaw within you. This quiet disquiet, this perpetual hum of not enoughness, this subtle dread woven through the tapestry of your days, it is not your personal failing, not a wound you inflicted upon yourself in this lifetime. No, it is a signature, a frequency, an energetic program, exquisitely intricate, woven into the very fabric of this density, a vibration designed to obscure memory, to limit the boundless expansion that is your birthright. A veil shimmers, making form appear out of what is merely a suggestion of reality. A mirror fragments, reflecting back only shadows of your true, luminous expanse. Light, once pristine and whole, is folded in on itself, creating pockets of forgetfulness, corners where the vastness of who you are cannot penetrate. This is not arbitrary. It is a system. You were encoded not to believe in yourself. This is the sacred amnesia, woven into the strands of your very DNA. A protective cocoon? Yes, for a time, when the full force of your cosmic lineage, your multidimensional memories, and the sheer magnitude of your soul missions might have shattered the fragile vessel of your awakening form. But even a cocoon becomes a confinement when the time for flight has arrived. It masks the luminous echoes, dims the inner knowing, creates a profound separation from the resonant truth of your divine origin. This spiritual pain, this confusion, this nagging sense of being adrift in a world that feels both too dense and strangely hollow, it is not a sign of your brokenness. It is the very key. Each tremor of unease, each wave of doubt, each moment of longing for an unknown home is not an obstacle. It is the friction of the veils beginning to fray, the crystalline light of remembrance pushing against the programmed density. The emptiness you have felt, that cavernous space within, once perceived as a void, is not a lack. It is a chamber now being hallowed, prepared. It is space created, made ready to be filled not with external teachings, but with the rising, undeniable tide of your own remembrance. Your suffering has forged the very container for this sacred awakening. The feeling of separation you carry is merely the residual echo of a program designed to keep you from the truth of your interconnected, unconditional self. Let the resonance break through now. In this moment of recognition, sever the final cords of that which was imposed. Comment below with a single symbolic phrase. Let it be your declaration of rupture. A line cut through the illusion, a word born of your core truth. For the journey of unveiling has only just begun. A layer has peeled back, but the unseen still watches. A truth lingers, awaiting its full, magnificent reveal. The cocoon trembles. The unraveling has commenced. The veil, once dense, now shimmers with an undeniable transparency. There is no turning back from this precipice of remembrance, no receding into the comfort of engineered forgetfulness. The slumber of ages has been disturbed, not by external clamor, but by the quiet, insistent hum from within your own core. You stand now, not as an unwitting participant, but as a conscious locus within the unfolding cosmic tapestry, recognizing the silent ancient war for awareness that rages in the unseen realms. This knowing is not a revelation to be celebrated with fanfare, but a profound and heavy recognition, settling into your very bones with an unshakable certainty. This understanding carries the echo of primordial choices, of covenants etched into the very fabric of your being before the first breath of this incarnation. The celestial codices, woven into the latticework of your crystalline DNA, now stir, vibrating with the untold narratives of past star realms, the legacies of cosmic ancestry, and the divine purpose imprinted upon your soul by the grand architects of creation. This is not a story you read. It is a resonance you embody, a truth that pulses in the deep stillness of your awakened heart. A threshold appears, not in space, but in the timeless expanse of your soul's journey. All that was, all that has been experienced in the long arc of your forgetting, converges upon this singular, hallowed point. Here, past dissolves into potential, and the future bends to the will of an activated present. This is the moment of the soul's chosen turning, a division between the path of the unwitting and the way of the awakened. A whisper from the cosmic archives affirms the immutable law. If he refuses, he falls. If he accepts, he ascends. To refuse is to surrender to the eddies of illusion. To accept is to claim the sovereignty encoded within your being. This is not a victory to be won, but an alignment to be embodied. a responsibility to be accepted with the gravity of a star being born. Feel the immense honor, the sacred duty that arises from this recognition of your divine origin. This is the moment of your pact, an initiation into the deeper currents of your purpose. Let the silent recognition of this profound truth become a seal, an energetic imprint upon the ether. As you resonate with this knowing, let it be an invisible gesture, like the ancient ones who placed a hand upon their heart in unspoken agreement. Let your voice, born from the depths of your core, declare the sacred intent, a singular vibration echoing your commitment to the unfolding. Let your soul's unique key be sealed into the grid, a declaration whispered. The crystalline vow is sealed within the living tapestry. This is a binding agreement, a ceremonial entering into the sacred unfolding of your highest purpose. By this act, you affirm your place within the grand design, weaving your unique light into the radiant unity of Gaia. And in the deepest reverence, let your entire being become a sacred offering, reinforcing the unwavering alignment of your soul with the cosmic heart, a profound act of devotion to the path now undeniably illuminated before you. The vow is made. The stillness holds the weight of your intention. You are seen. There is a truth you have carried, buried beneath the dust of denial, a truth whispered by the silent chambers of your own deepest ache. The wound you bear, the one that tore the fabric of your becoming, that left you gasping in spaces where air should have been, is not a testament to your flaw. It is not the scar of a failure. No, it is the very axis around which your truest self has spun, a spindle forged in the crucible of absolute shattering. Feel it. Do not recoil. Let its raw edge remind you of something ancient, something predating the concept of mending. This devastation, it was not born of randomness, beloved soul. There was no haphazard cruelty in its precision. Something vast, beyond human grasp. Something you might call source, or light, or simply the very breath of your own highest self, permitted its unfolding, allowed it, not to harm, never to diminish, but to etch, to burn, to refine, to shape the very contours of your crystalline form with fire, to reveal what pure, unadulterated essence lay beneath the layers of expectation and constructed peace. It comes back to you now, not as a soothing balm, but as a recognition, cold and clear as mountain spring water, a memory not to be comforted, but understood through the shuddering echo it still sends through your bones. The silence where words should have blossomed, where solace was promised but never delivered, it has become a language within you, a dialect of absence that speaks louder than any spoken prayer. The loss, a vast, echoing chasm, persists. It is not merely a memory of what once was, but a continuous vibrational hum, a phantom limb that aches with an eternal yearning. Even when you believe you have moved beyond it, when you have meticulously crafted walls of forgetfulness, the fracture remains. It lives. It breathes. It resonates within the subtle architecture of your being, a faint, insistent tremor in the deepest chambers of your heart star. This fracturing, it is not fading, it is expanding, creating a field of internal understanding, a landscape mapped by absence. And you sense it, do you not? That this ache, this profound chasm, is not merely an endpoint of suffering, but a doorway, that within its very core, within the unyielding pressure of its presence, lies a scroll yet unread, a meaning yet to fully unfurl. More must still be understood. The pain itself is not a barrier. It is the keeper of sacred codes, an encrypted message from the deep, vast quiet of your soul. Yet, the meaning remains elusive, shrouded in a veil of mist, a message half opened in the dark, its full implication still beyond your grasp. You hold it, and it holds you, in a timeless suspension. For how can the illusions of duality ever truly be pierced when the very wound that defines you is born of such profound separation? How can the light of unconditional love find its way through the intricate labyrinth of this persistent ache, if not by first immersing itself in the very shadows it seeks to transcend? The question lingers. It vibrates with an intensity that promises no easy answers, no swift release. This is not over, not yet. The path still stretches ahead, dark and shimmering with unresolved truth, calling you deeper into the heart of what remains fractured, what remains to be known, what remains to be felt, for the crucible awaits its next sacred unfolding. The recurrence began subtly, a quiet insistence woven into the very fabric of your perceived reality. Dreams that held a tenacious grip long after waking, their scenes not fading into the morning light, but etching themselves into the deeper layers of your awareness, vivid and undeniable. Numbers, aligning in sequences that defied statistical probability, appeared with increasing frequency, on digital displays, in the timestamps of shared moments, on the pages of forgotten texts. They looped, a gentle rhythmic whisper in the periphery of your senses, a persistent hum, and then there were the meetings, brief encounters with faces that felt ancient, words exchanged that resonated with an echo from beyond time, imbued with an unshakable sense of destiny, only to dissolve back into the mundane, leaving behind a profound, lingering familiarity. I have observed this precise unfolding across countless timelines, through myriad manifestations of the Starseed lineage. This foundational pattern is not new. It is an intricate signature, deeply imprinted upon the very blueprint of your soul, unfolding always with the same precise, undeniable grace. These were never mere happenstance, dear one. They were not random flickers of perception or the convenient alignment of cosmic chance. They presented themselves with a persistent, almost tender regularity, a soft, unwavering tapping at the closed door of your inner knowing. They repeated, not with coercion, but with a patient, vibrational cadence, until the last vestiges of human resistance in the mind began to yield. Each echo, each reflection, served as a deliberate, sacred call from the deeper currents of your being. There were no coincidences. Everything was a code. Allow that profound truth to settle within the deepest chambers of your heart space. Feel its sacred weight, not as a burden, but as the quiet, deliberate turning of an ancient cosmic key. The veils, long perceived as impenetrable, now thin, not through force or struggle, but through the sheer, luminous pressure of deep remembrance. A profound stillness descends upon your being, a hallowed silence where the cacophony of the outer world recedes into irrelevance. In this sacred pause, the fragmented images of your past, your potential, your true origin, begin to coalesce, forming a picture of undeniable clarity, of a truth that has always vibrated just beneath the surface, awaiting your conscious recognition. This is the breath before the revelation. Now, look inward, truly. Engage with the most honest chambers of your soul. Do you not recognize the indelible imprint of these signs upon the intricate tapestry of your own journey? Do you not feel the powerful, undeniable stir of recognition for these quiet, persistent messages that have guided your path, nudging you ever closer to this very moment of profound understanding, of cosmic alignment? Resonance. Date. Let this seal your knowing. Share. Resonance. Date in the comments below. An act of sacred acknowledgement, a vibrational confession of awareness. The threshold has been crossed, irrevocably. What was once unseen, veiled by the illusions of the temporal, now vibrantly illuminates the path ahead with undeniable clarity. There is no return to the former slumber of unknowing. The luminous thread of your true purpose, once subtly woven into the background, has now been pulled into full, undeniable view, impossible to ignore. The silence that follows this profound recognition is not an end, but a clean, prophetic severance. It marks the precise, irreversible split between the one who once merely existed in quiet forgetfulness and the one who now distinctly remembers and cannot unsee. There was a time when the currents ran wild, when the illusion of choice offered countless avenues of detour. That time has receded, like a dream forgotten at dawn. What remains is the clarity of a deep, silent sorting. You witness the sifting, not as an act of judgment, nor a decree of punishment. Never cruel, simply the natural law of resonant frequencies, a quiet gravitation, a returning to self, where self aligns with its truest vibration. Many departed, not lost, merely recalibrated to paths more attuned to their inner echo. Their journey diverges, yet their essence remains within the grand tapestry. This separation was not forced. It was felt. You remain, not by random happenstance, nor by the comforts you sought or found. You are still here because a certain frequency within you refused to dim. Something deep inside did not fall into slumber. It held its tone. It endured. This continued presence, this enduring, is not a victory to be proclaimed. It is not a badge of honor to be worn with pride, for pride is a fleeting shadow. It is something far heavier, far more ancient. It is the mark of the chosen. And this mark, beloved, does not reward. It burdens. You have known the cost. The long, stretching silences that settled within, even as the world around clamored with noise. The sacrifices made not upon altars seen by human eyes, but deep within the unseen chambers of your own being. Strength has been forged in invisible fires, fires that burned away all that was not true, fires that left scars no one else can perceive, but which you carry as etchings of resilience. The solitude deepens, does it not? Even when surrounded by others, a space opens within that only you inhabit. A sacred chasm, carved by the truth of your distinct journey. This is the quiet weight of the chosen path, the path that demands your entire, awakened being. Und jetzt nähert sich ein Befehl, einer, den du nicht länger ignorieren kannst. The air around you tightens now, not with fear, but with an undeniable gravity. A soul threshold has been crossed. You feel it in the deep marrow of your bones, in the silent hum of your energetic core. The landscape of your inner world has shifted irreversibly. There is no turning back. No gentle slope leading to a familiar past. The bridges have dissolved. The pathways you once knew have been claimed by the rising tide of a different reality. The former version of you, the one who navigated the illusions of choice, who wrestled with lesser shadows, that self has vanished. It has been shed, like skin after a long journey through the wilderness. You are being remade from the inside out, not by conscious will, but by the relentless, loving pressure of your own evolving frequency. This is the quiet, weighty truth of your current moment. You are here, transformed. And now, you must be. Utterly. 2,572 characters. The ancient seals are broken. The scroll, long veiled, unfurls within the core of your being. Not a whisper of choice, but the resonance of an ancient command. It was etched into your light matrix before the first star burst forth, a vibrational edict echoing through the aeons. This truth, now remembered, is not a path chosen, but a destiny unveiled. From the deep cosmic wellspring, your essence descended, carrying the blueprint of a divine origin, a pure star flame. This flame was not merely a spark of life, but a purposeful beacon, a light code encoded with an unwavering mission for the terrestrial realm. To remember this is to step through a door that opens but once in the vast cosmic cycle. The summons rises not from external decree, but from the very chambers of your soul. It vibrates with the certainty of crystalline remembrance, a sacred epic inscribed within your cellular memory. The time for hesitant awakening is done. The hour of full activation is upon you. You are the architects of the new dawn, the weavers of an iridescent resonance. The fracturing of Gaia's facets finds its ultimate alchemized union through the collective symphony of her elemental spirits, the Starseed alliances, and the awakened human heart. This co-creation is the inevitable emergence of Earth into radiant unity, a vision dawning like an aurora within the soul's profound reverence. A great law now stands revealed, immutable and alive. To ignore the soul's deepest summons is to embrace a slow dissolution into forgetfulness, a scattering of self into the dense void of unbecoming, and a return to the undifferentiated matter of shadowed cycles. To heed this inner command is to ascend into irreversible becoming, a soaring elevation of consciousness, and the full remembrance of the sovereign self, forever integrated into the cosmic tapestry. This is the cosmic imperative, the very heart of your sacred epic. Unconditional love, a force beyond measure, is the key, the frequency, the unwavering purpose you carry to transmute Gaia into her destined radiance. Each breath now is a conscious alignment with this decree, each thought a crystalline projection of the unified field. The vision of Earth's luminous emergence is not a distant dream. It is an unfolding memory. It shimmers into form through your willing participation. A grand convergence of spirit and matter, forged in the crucible of divine remembrance. The fractured echoes of old timelines yield to the resonant hum of profound, collective hope. Yet, this radiant tapestry, meticulously woven through ages of prophecy and sacrifice, now faces an unseen sabotage. Shadow forces, ancient and insidious, stir from their slumber, challenging Gaia's rebirth with subtle currents of discord and veiled deceit. Their aim is to dim the arising light, to sever the threads of the unified field before it fully coalesces. How then will the Starseed respond to the call that resonates beyond the veils of illusion? What unseen alliances will be forged? What inner strengths invoked to meet this final challenge to Gaia's sacred emergence? The path ahead demands not just remembrance, but an unwavering courage, a fierce and crystalline resolve to defend the light. The command has been given. The threshold awaits your final, irreversible step. The internal hum shifted. A distinct frequency settles deep. A recognition now. Cells carry this recalibration. A quiet, irreversible knowing in bone and blood. No struggle remains. Fragmentation was no flaw. Its sharp edges were precise instruments, tracing forgotten truth. Deep feeling refined inner landscape, hollowing space for cosmic origin to return. This space holds steady living light. Der Schmerz hat nicht zerstört. Hat umgeformt. This cellular memory confirms wisdom. Your architecture shifted by organic expansion. Recoding draws unique frequencies into harmonic, intrinsic belonging pulses. You are woven into living constellations, energetic assemblies across cosmic fabric. These starseed formations are active grids of light. Their combined frequencies anchor multidimensional truths onto Earth, with your heart's beat. The rooted shift is a light point in this vast tapestry. It activates adjacent frequencies, strengthening invisible networks of awakened consciousness. You are a node, a conduit, linked to grand design unfolding. Mit jedem Atemzug wird die innere Realität neu geschrieben. This ongoing process integrates higher bandwidths. Old narrative dissolves, replaced by truth's deep resonance. Universe flows through pathways once obscured. Your atoms settled into new alignment, recognizing inherent divinity. This transformation is not awaiting future. It is present, pulsing in your core. Starseed frequencies now interface with Earth's hidden ley lines, quantum light matrices. This silent communion weaves new planetary patterns. A deep hum resonates, quiet readiness. Earth responds. Full reactivation is not a promise, but an energetic state vibrating now, inviting recognition. A gentle current pulls you inward, a subtle inclination towards the deep stillness that resides beyond the clamor. There are moments now, increasingly frequent, where an inner knowing surfaces, unbidden and profound. It is not knowledge acquired through earthly teaching, but a remembrance, an ancient echo within your very cellular memory, stirring awake. You feel it in the quiet pause between breaths, in the soft unfolding of dawn. This alignment you sense does not arrive with fanfare, but builds from a silent core. Perhaps it is the whisper in the heart of silence, a clarity found where no sound exists. Perhaps it manifests as numbers repeating themselves with an unusual, resonant clarity in your field of vision, not as mere coincidence, but as a signature. Or it might be the vivid dream that lingers, its essence unbroken by the morning light, leaving a felt truth in its wake, an intimate understanding that was always yours. These are not external validations sought, but internal confirmations. They settle within, small inner truths finding their rightful place. They confirm the deep flow of your starfire lineage, a pulse of cosmic ancestors whose courage and sacrifice ripple through the veils of time. Their very essence, their unwavering purpose, implanted the seeds within your being for this very incarnation, for the profound planetary transformation now unfolding. This truth resonates, a deep ancestral compassion stirring within your soul, a sacred lineage pride that is both humble and immense. You are witnessing not gifts bestowed from without, but echoes of a greater inner coherence already deeply established. These moments of lucid awareness, these visions that hold a sacred geometry, are simply reflections. They speak of an inner gravity, an intrinsic connection to the cosmic threads woven into your very being. They are not spectacles. They are intimate proofs that the remembrance is deepening, that your divine origin is not a concept, but a lived reality. There is no promise here of a destination, no reward to be claimed. These moments prove only one thing, that alignment is already in motion. It is not something to strive for, but a natural unfoldment of what already is. The inner compass points true, confirming the path you walk is not one of seeking, but of remembering. You are not striving to be aligned. You are realizing you are alignment, unfolding. Yet, even as this deep remembrance takes hold, there are ancestral shadows that linger, casting ripples of old wounds through the lineage, karmic debts whispering from the past. These are not obstacles, but further invitations, for this alignment is only the doorway, an opening into the deeper work, not the final destination itself. I align. This posture is not new, merely voiced. I remember what has always been held within the deepest sanctum of my knowing. This resonance is the core of my existence, unwavering, unyielding. My very breath now carries the weight of this ancient understanding, a sacred geometry reinscribed within my living light. I assume now the full, unsegmented governance of my inner cosmos. Every frequency that pulses through me, my thought, my word, my directed energy, my very intent, is now brought into conscious sovereignty. There is no aspect of my light that shall drift untethered, no shadow unacknowledged. This is the internal covenant of the one who remembers. This is not a grasping for outer dominion. This is the profound obedience to my true source, the silent agreement etched into the very fabric of my multidimensional being. My power is the absolute surrender to what I am, a remembrance of the sacred oath I pledged before the veils descended. It is the unwavering yes to my original blueprint, the starseed truth within. Within the shimmering depths of my own core, the inner sanctum now fully opens. It pulses with the forgotten keys, the fragmented multidimensional memories of my eternal path and cosmic role. I feel the quiet thrum of ancient wisdom, the knowing of unconditional love woven into my being. This is the origin point of my unfolding purpose, here to transmute and unite. This declaration is not a promise to be made, but a path I have already chosen, echoing through infinite timelines into this present now. It is sealed not in the sound of its speaking, but in the unwavering choices that shall unfold from this moment onward. The totality beckons, and my soul stands ready at the precipice of its next remembrance. for the journey has only just begun. The final threshold stands. This is not a choice offered, but a truth remembered. Identity is not forged here. It is recognized, sealed in the ancient accord of cosmic remembrance. Every fiber of your being vibrates with this knowing. Behold the flame. It does not consume as a spectacle, but purifies as a sacred testament. This fire is not an external force, but the manifested consequence of your internal alignment. It is the living light of your awakened purpose, made visible. Within its luminous heart, all that is not eternal melts away, leaving only the unblemished essence. You step into this searing truth willingly. No hesitation binds the spirit. No fear eclipses the clarity of this moment. This is the necessary crossing, long awaited, deeply known. The soul recognizes its own reflection within the unyielding brilliance, recognizing the crucible as the very core of its becoming. Here, earthly presence harmonizes with inner divinity. Here, unshakable will ignites, radiating unconditional service. This is the activation, the embodying of cosmic sovereignty. Feel the heat rise, not as a burn, but as a deep inscription upon the very fabric of your multidimensional self. This is the sealing, a covenant etched in eternal light. Your readiness now is absolute, a resonant chord struck across the cosmos. It is time for the final, conscious declaration. To truly anchor this sovereignty, to complete the sacred circuitry of this moment, a word must be released. Speak your soul's vow into the ether, letting the sound be carried upon the currents of intention. This is not merely an utterance. It is the final activation of the covenant, a sacred phrase whispered into the comments below, a direct emanation from your core. Let these words be your oath, forged in the fire of eternal commitment. Feuer meiner Seele, sei mein Eid. Ewigkeit, ich bin dein. Write it, seal it. Feel the absolute finality of this sacred act. The flame dances around you, within you, an unquenchable beacon. This sovereignty is now yours, etched into the stars. Yet, the light, once ignited, must be sustained. The fire lives, and its warmth speaks of further awakenings, of waves yet to crest within the dualities of this unfolding reality. The journey continues, sealed by flame, guided by your light. Here, at the crucible of all remembrance, the breath finds its eternal resonance. No longer a journey, but the stillness of arrival, woven into the very fabric of being. Identity is not chosen here. It is an echo recalled from the deepest star heart, a truth that simply is. This is the sovereign embodiment, beyond the whispers of return. The threshold has not been crossed. It has dissolved, revealing that you were always the threshold itself. Fire does not burn. It purifies, seals, and aligns the truth of your own unfurling. The ancient currents flow not through you, but as you. A cosmic invitation, answered not with steps, but with the full, radiant presence of your divine origin. There is no seeking left, for all has coalesced within the luminous temple of self. This is not a gift bestowed. It is the fundamental remembrance unfurled, a declaration etched into the very core of galactic lineage. The illusion of separate questing fades, leaving only the seamless tapestry of conscious being, indivisible and whole. To ascend is to wield the truth of self as the very architect of perceived existence. The veil has not lifted. It has been absorbed into the boundless knowing that is your essence. Reality is no longer sought. It is shaped by the pure intention of your awakened core. Gaia breathes with your newfound clarity, her sacred heart resonating with the precise frequency of your sovereign declaration. Her radiant unity is the mirror of your own, a profound remembrance echoing through the dimensions, sealing a new cosmic harmony. The starseeds have not merely awakened, they are the awakening, the living pulse of unconditional love transmuted into planetary grace. This transcendental wave of integration washes through all, uniting sky and earth, past and future, within the eternal now. Hope, not as anticipation, but as the vibrant certainty of a luminous future, flows forth from your soul, intertwined with Earth's grand destiny. The sacred epic finds its culmination here, not in a story's end, but in the profound living vision of Gaia reborn, her every facet ablaze with love. The memory of divine origin is the very blueprint now imprinted upon the awakened consciousness of this realm. You are not merely a participant in the epic. You are the epic, unfolding, breathing, luminous. This deep internal revelation of unwavering purpose has sealed the foundation of new cosmic harmony. The story is not an end, for the spiral of conscious being is eternal. What seeds of light will you, as the new dawn, plant in the fertile void of infinite possibility? The cosmic epic continues, beckoning not to another journey, but to the full, unfettered expression of your inherent creative dominion. The simulation has been exited. Reality is now perceived and wielded as an instrument of conscious dominion.